Hello everybody, and this is Lazy Panda. And today's what it's gonna be. What if Izuku was an experiment? You can say an experiment. Like it was created by messing with science and biology, swept that shit there. So we're gonna start with Enko and Hisashi in their lab, you can say. Yes, in their lab. And um Inko cannot have kids. She can't have kids. So yeah, they tried many times, many times, but she can't have kids. So this is gonna be like, some fucked up shit, a little bit dark, fucked up, and Inko's quirks gonna be different in Hisashi's as well. So yeah, like Inko's gonna be like a quirk of fusing. She can fuse anything, it doesn't matter. She can fuse like a rat with another rat. That rat would become a fucked up rat. Two-headed rat with one tail. Two tails. You never know. And his Ashes quirk is gonna be like a search quirk. He can search anything. Basically, he gets information every time he can search. The trees. He searched that shit in his brain. He knows everything about the tree. His weaknesses and the strengths of the tree. So all that shit. It is good value. The good stuff of the tree and the bad stuff of the tree. All that stuff. So that's his quirk search. And yes, Inko's infused. Too good shit. Now let's start with the story. No, he's actually a mad scientist. He loves doing some fucked up shit. He's not there yet. Okay, he's not at that level when he goes fucking cuckoo mind. Inko and Hisashi try to have kids many times, and Inko couldn't have kids. Hisashi, in his mind, he's like, I can't have kids, but I can create one. One who can go against everything, the law of humans. One who can have a perfect body to move, be strong. Like, he's just thinking all this in his mind, Inko's in the living room here in the couch, chilling with each other. He's just stands up, he's like, honey, let's go to the lab. To the lab. Inko's like, why? To go to the lab, it's like they're rich, okay? So much money, they got a lab, they're famous scientists. And Hisashi and Inko are really famous scientists because they almost cracked the formula for a quirk. So yeah, they almost cracked that shit up. Almost. Not there yet. Almost. When Inko's help, Hisashi doing all that shit. Now Hisashi, I'm going like a perspective way, like the first point of view and third point of view. Like yeah, I'm going like point of view, 3 point of view sometimes, and in the first point of view. So I'm gonna do that every time right now. Oh fuck! I shouldn't do that in the first day. Oh, too much shit. you know. Hisashi says, Inko, I'm gonna make something that would change our lives. First, I'm gonna need our DNA to create this thing that will help me and you to have a child. But it will not help us. It will be part of us. It will have our quirks and our kind of features, but it will have more quirks than everybody. Its body will become so strong. It will be incredible to create something like this. Inko goes like, Hisashi, you're not gonna do that, right? That's against everything. We can make clones or create life in science. This is too far gone, Hisashi. I'm not gonna help you. He's like, oh, I know you're not gonna help me, but your quirk, it can fuse things. If I can use your quirk to fuse other quirks that are exactly the same with my search quirk and your quirk, I will make this creation that will make a name Izuku, it will be incredible. Ingo's like, no, I'm not gonna help you. This is beyond me. He's actually you're going mad. He's actually we're not gonna create something that is not human. What happens if it goes wrong? What happens if it goes in a rampage and kills people? He's actually no. We're gonna give it knowledge of the world. We're gonna give a supercomputer in his mind. He's gonna be super smart. It doesn't matter. He goes, no, I'm not gonna help you with this. This is beyond us. We're not gods. It's actually we can't do this to something that we're gonna create. What happens to the heroes find out the government? What happens to the whole world find out that we created something that's not human? What happens that a person finds the research that we made it and uses it to create something else more worse than this? He's like, I don't care. I will destroy the research. I will destroy everything of this. I will not use the computers. I will use my mind, the papers, everything. I got everything in my mind. I can search everything. Even I have to force you and go. I will create something that I can be proud of before I die. Yes, I made a drug that can brainwash people. So forgive me, and go. He stabs and go with the needle. Brainwasher. This drug can brainwash someone's mind. So it can make you the master, the first person, the person who was injected with the drug, and sees the first person that will become their master. It lasts forever. You need to make an antidote so it can go away. So Hisashi didn't thought about that first. He's like, fuck that. Later, leave it for that stuff. Ink goes in the brainwash. She's like a puppet. She can't say nothing. She is a zombie. A pure puppet. It doesn't talk. You only give orders to it. You can tell it to use the core. It will. And that's when Hisashi starts creating Izuku. He uses Inko's DNA and her quirk, the best abilities in search and all that stuff, to give it to that creature. So Izuku, the creation they're gonna make. It's basically like an experiment. Okay, they're making an experiment. They're creating something they shouldn't do. Years pass. Izuku's a fetus. Inside the tube. He's like, this is gonna take more and more. He's making it the years more longer for the fetus to grow. So it's like it's gonna take a long time. It's when One for All and quirks will probably start. Inko and his actually are like old. When Nana Shimara doesn't get her card yet, doesn't get the One for All yet. When One for All is all that shit. All that's good. He's the the number one villain. Yeah, that kind of time. I don't know what the timing is anymore. I'm not sure where they're at, but in that timeline when the fourth successor of One for All, yeah, that dude, yeah, that's the time that they're gonna be at. At the Izuku's the ninth successor, so in the seventh successor, Izuku's gonna start having a knowledge of the whole world. So not yet. We can go to the fourth successor when he's actually all creating that shit, getting quirks. When the quirks are at the peak of the the peak of the stuff. People are searching the quirks still. Hisashi has fully unlocked the whole knowledge of the quirks. How they work, what they are, how you can use it, and how you can fully unlock the full potential of a quirk. All that good shit. He's doing all that. And Inko's helping him. She's a puppet. Doesn't matter no more. They're old. And Hisashi's using a drug to make them more younger every time. So yeah, Hisashi has created so much stuff, but even though this drug makes him younger, it's still killing him from the inside. So he makes another drug that can help him for that drug. So basically, he's killing himself more and more, even though these drugs are helping him. The more he lives, the more he stays. So even though he's doing that to Inko himself, he's still creating something that he shouldn't create. Basically, something that's made of quirks, a bunch of quirks, yes, quirks, green quirks. And when he heard of a villain so strong in the underworld that he can take quirks and give them, he's actually started to find, one for all. No, not for one for all. All for one, yeah, all for one, him. Yeah, all for one. He trying to search for him. No, he's actually just like, I'm fucking going nuts for this shit. No, he searched, he finds him, and he takes, a little bit of blood sample, like, poking me, like, saying, oh, like, all for one. One for all, didn't notice that shit. He's like, oh, what was that? He says, yes, falls in the ground, like, sorry, sir. I'm really sorry. He's like, oh, yeah, watch yourself. Be careful next time. Now he actually has the blood, and I go, yeah, that's good. Now he goes in the lab and, search that shit, and the potential it has, and the negative stuff, the backlash, he takes all that shit out. And all that good, all that good stuff that the court has, he puts that all in the DNA of Izuku, he keeps putting that shit inside, making it more better for the body and sustain the brain. So he has like a computer that absorbs the whole knowledge, like all science and mathematics, literature, basically all that stuff, all that all that stuff with the, animals, martial arts. He's putting all that in one computer, and he's ready to when he turns like, yeah, when the certain quirk user Nana Shimura gets the quirk, he says she's gonna put all that shit in Isuku's mind, drew that shit inside his brain. He's doing all that stuff. He's creating data for the whole world where people change history from the back in the time, mythology, all that shit. Tiger, the DNA, their biology for their bodies, their everything. He's doing that, drilling all that shit inside his brain, and he's searching quirks that can help him with all that knowledge, all that fucking brain shit. Even though he uses his own quirk in the experiment, he uses his own blood and to make a perfect quirk for him. Yeah. So many quirks, mind reading quirks that only work one time, he uses that shit. Teleportation quirks. He goes to fuse all those quirks in one to make them more better. He goes and he finds a quirk. Really a weird quirk he finds. He's standing and he's using his search and he sees a quirk name. I don't want to say it, but how should I say it? Like, I want to say that so. Like, I had it in my mind, but it disappeared. The quirk is pretty powerful. Oh, there it is. It slipped my mind again. Fuck, I know the quirk right now. And I got it in my mind. I was doing the whole time. Fuck, dude. It's not telekinesis. I already got that one. I already got that one too. And that one too. And that one. Let me think for now. Let me think. Okay, I got it now. Okay, it's a quirk that. There's quirks that are different, okay? This quirk can manipulate energy, and there's another quirk that he found from those people's family. That one could create energy, and one can manipulate energy, one can storage energy, and one can, did I say create, storage, manipulate, and that's 3, right? Nah, I don't think I'm missing one more. Create, manipulate, and storage. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, he used all those. He found those people and took the quirks. Didn't take it. Took the DNA of the people that had the quirks. Put it inside Izuku. Years passed, like a lot of years. The 7 years of One for All. He actually has noticed this. Like, damn, there's always one wrong here with that. Sometimes has this storage energy kind of quirk. It has more details inside, but like, it has like a sharing and bondage inside. I don't know, but my search can't search this kind of quirk. The only thing I know is that it's pretty powerful, more powerful than the other one. Oh, well, I don't care no more. He goes to Izuku, and Izuku's free now. And the tube as a PV. He's drawing all that knowledge he gained from the computer to his brain. Saying all the good knowledge to him. And Izuku's like, oh, smart genius baby right now. So he's not gonna send him out yet. He's gonna keep him there for a little bit more longer. For he's like 1 year old, and then he's gonna take him out of the tube. So he's aging slower than a human being should age. So he's still keeping him there. He did that because too much regeneration quirks and all those fuse makes him kind of he's basically immortal, but he can still die. You need to hit his heart and his brain, both of them, and he dies. So yeah, he can still die, but his body is basically super strong now. Let me tell you, Deku's quirk. He has stopped. Gathering too much quirk. He's like, no, too much. I don't know if it hold. But he was thinking about one more quirk. This quirk will help him in the future. And it's a time quirk. This time quirk is not like stop time. All the whole world. No, it's a bubble time quirk. This bubble time quirk has so much useless shit, like too much drawbacks. Fuck. Like you can use it one time a day, and the limit is 5 hours. You can use it. That's all. So basically, this bubble time quirk, you can make a bubble out of a little bubble or a humongous bubble, and the time limit goes from there, from that time limit. Yeah, you make a bubble huge of a whole city. You got 1 minute, and that's all. So basically, the hero who had this, the thief, not hero, the thief who had this used this quirk every time, but he never fully unlocked the whole potential of the quirk. Only used the drawbacks. The drawbacks were humongous. So he actually did take the quirk. He thought about making some modifications. Making the bubble instead of having the time limit. He kind of wanted to take all the drawbacks out, but he couldn't. He tried many times. He said, I can't focus on this quirk so much. Like, this quirk is beyond me. It's basically controlling time in that quirk. In that bubble, time itself is your god in time. That little bubble makes you control time. You can reverse it or make it go forward. So that little bubble makes you control it. He's actually has thought about this many times. So he went around the world to search people who had a time quirk. He found 4 people in one person who had kind of same quirk. A person who can stop time for 1 second. He can move fast. Now 1 second, he can do many stuff. The other person who had a time quirk who can reverse time for 3 seconds, and he can do many shit. And the person who had a time quirk, again, the 4th person, I already said 3. Now I said the person who can stop time, and the person who can go reverse, and the person who go forward. Yeah, the person who go forward, that's 3. For 3 seconds, the person can go time quirk for going forward. And the 4th person who can make a bubble time. And this bubble time is a bomb time bubble. He throws the bubble time and freezes people in time. That person has freezing time, like, oh. And so 5 seconds to go out, that person's out of that bubble time. So he found all these quirks around the whole world, not in Japan, no. Around the whole world, he finds all those quirks. He found like element quirks like fire, ice, water, all that shit. What I'm saying, basically the same. Deku has some unimaginable power, even though he's still a baby right now. He was about to finish all that. He's in inject all that good shit. He's finally getting the research of all that. Search his quirk. Deku has that too, and the fusion too. I'm gonna say that later for now. He's basically doing all this stuff, and he was about to finish. And when the time quirk was putting all that, taking all that drawbacks and putting all the potential, all the good things you could have, there was one little drawback he couldn't take: the time limit. Those little time limit he couldn't take off many times. So he thought about why not making the drawback more little bit, more like 1 second. The drawback would be, but I don't know, it worked. He tried many times, so he thought, oh, Izuku will get stronger with time, so it doesn't matter. This little drawback will take him back, so let's take a little bit more. He's trying, and it worked. Like, the drawback is like 1 second. So 1 second, he's like, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, so he thought about injecting it, and he used search again, the quirk, and like instead of being little bubbles, all that stuff, Izuku became like Izuku could control time itself now. He can stop time in the whole world, and the cooldown is 1 second. That's the little drawback that he could do. No, he could reverse time with people's age. He can forward them. He can do all that stuff, but he's actually thought about it for many times. He's like, do I do this or not? And he's like, I don't care. I would do it. And Inko already died. Like, she's gone, dead. Like, he's actually, was sad for some days, some days and months. And he uses this time quirk to change into Izuku, and his body goes in stereotypes, shit, the BV lights, error, all that shit in the computer. He's trying to fix this shit, and he does, and he uses search in the creation that he made. It's called Izuku, and he's about to erase all the data he used. He's his search. He gave the name Izuku, so Izuku, and the male age 1. Yeah, he's about to turn 1. Yeah, 1, and quirks, and there's a lot of them, telekinesis, pyrokinesis, I think you say. I don't know. Fire, water, water and ice are the same. So yeah, fire, water, lightning, earth, darkness, light, wind, and he can use string quirk and the speed quirk, and reading and telepathic quirk, and the time quirk, and the teleportation quirk, and the energy quirk type. That's fully godlike right now. So he's like basically OP, but when he turns 4, all those quirks will awaken, all of them. So yeah, it's not gonna he's not gonna start using it like it's a baby. Oh yes, no. When he turns 5 or 4, it's when the quirks start gonna awaken. So right now he's actually just reading all those quirks, and this one is saying mysterious. It doesn't say this name. So that one, he's like, wait a minute, what is that one about? I can't read the other one. All these quirks, I know I put them, but what about that one? I never put a quirk like that one. Yeah, and he has all for one quirk too. No, one for all quirk. Like, oh yeah, I got that. So he can take quirks and give. So instead of hurting the person who he take the quirk out of, the person just faints, like, well, and he wakes the other day like, oh, I lost my quirk. Like, yeah, so that's what happens. They don't have drawbacks to other quirks, He's actually made it for his body can sustain all the quirks. He has a 5 quirk. He uses a lot of heat. His body is not gonna overheat or burn. No. He uses a lot of ice. No, he's not gonna get fright bites. No, it's basically normal for his body. It's made for his body. So all the quirk that's mysterious, he thought about using more his search. He made a drug that makes him super strong for his quirk. He uses more and more, and when his quirk goes beyond, he uses search, and his name still goes on label. So when he sees the names in the drawbacks, he sees no drawbacks of the quirks, only one drawback, and that's loses mind. And it's basically berserk, but a different berserk. It's his berserk. Then he keeps using the drugs for he can make his quirk strong, but it's still killing him. So he's about to stop, and he uses the last one, and he sees that this quirk increases Izuku's all his quirks to the maximum. So basically, the drawback is he loses his mind, and destroys everything. He's not just thinking like, oh, Inko was right. He was right. He destroys his data, and the pot. He made a little pot that Izuku will be in. When he wakes up, it will shoot out and go to another base. Not shoot out. I'll go underground and shoot itself to the other base that he sent him. In that base, he will go inside that base and open his eyes, and it's gonna be a house under the ground of the house. And that house, there's gonna be a basement. And what I'm trying to say is that the tube, the pot is gonna send him to the other house. Then it's gonna take him into that basement to the house. And Izuku's not gonna know how to cook. He has all knowledge. He knows everything to cook. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Because he's like a trail. So much good knowledge how to do stuff. How to fight, all that stuff. No, he's not just dying. And when Inko told him that what happens someone finds this research and tries to use all this research to create something more better and more terrifying. He's actually thought about that, and he smiles like, yes, you were right. The thing that I created does have a drawback. He uses that quirk called Berserk and loses his mind to destroy everything. That'll be bad. He's too strong. But I'm dying. Yes. So he goes to move his hand to that red body right there. He's like, don't worry, Inko. I did had a backup plan just in case of this research gets out. I destroy all the data from the computers, but it still has a motherboard, and I can destroy this whole building. Forgive me, what have I done? I'm a terrible husband, but the kid will be named Izuku. I hope he got a good life in this terrible, terrible world. I hope I could be born and fix my mistakes that I've done in this life. He pushes the button, boom, and the whole base explodes. That's when All Might is his prime. The 8 user of Arm for All. That's when All Might is in his prime, his quirk. The prime moment. He, the whole research and people from the whole country of Japan like, this place got bombed, and trying to check it. The government, the whole heroes came. The only thing they found was a big crater. He says didn't want nothing to be found, not even the tube that took Izuku to that house. So that little tube got destroyed itself. He says they made a bunker for just in case of it doesn't destroy the other house that he carried over there. So the heroes trying to find people and trying to find clues what happened here. They made it as someone nuclear. I don't know who did it, but they showed it off and said nothing happened here. The news did get some of that good shit. Yes, some bomb or nuke came here and destroyed this whole base. And one of the researchers named Hisashi, who lived a long life, and they discovered quirks. There were many things about the quirks, and they were strong. That's the only thing they discovered. Like, we knew that, but who cares about that? No, Hisashi didn't know the things of quirks really well. Quirks would grow stronger and stronger every time that people would not be able to control them. Well, he knew that, so he took the drawbacks off Izuku. All of them, except one, the time quirk and the berserk one. Those two he couldn't take. Oof, I'm gonna pause this for a second. Yeah, all that stuff happened. And I forgot to say this, but Izuku has an intelligence quirk, or godlike intelligence quirk. So he can, basically calculate everything in a millisecond. In a millisecond, when I'm trying to show that he's super smart. He can, predict something like in a millisecond. He can make a plan in a millisecond. super smart. Forgot to say that. I don't know why, but I forgot to say. So yeah, all that stuff happened. All that stuff happened, and Izuku doesn't know what his name yet, but he wakes up in the pot will wake him up, and at 2 days or when he wakes up finally, 2 days pass and he wakes up and the pot opens like like patient patient one named Izuku waking up at 1, 2, 3 patient awake, Izuku comes out of the pot and he's like 1 year old, like huh? What happened? What am I? I have a pretty small body. He's all dizzy because he's doing this podcasting kind of his whole life. The water comes out. No, the water was sucked out, so yeah, it doesn't come out. He walks out. He's kind of trembling and go, but he knows how to walk immediately because of that good shit, fast intelligence. Like, whoa, well, okay, I feel good. So what is my name? Izuku doesn't know his name, so he looks around. And he sees clothes in another paper. He's like, oh. He first puts on the clothes, 1 year clothes, and he has some money, and he has a card and a note, and the note says that, "Hello, dear." Ooh, I was about to burp. No, hello there. He says, "Hello there, dear son. This note comes from a man who created you and gave you life, and your name should be Izuku. Now you're different than other people in this whole world. You already know that. Basically, knowing that your knowledge is beyond human understandings, and you can basically calculate everything faster than a millisecond. When I created you, I thought that I could give life more better than you, so I couldn't do this. So I have money in this card, like $1 billion that I saved, mostly my whole research. And my name is Hisashi, and your mother's name will be Inko, and your last name will be Midoriya. Then I hope that you have a great life, knowing that you were created as an experiment. You're the first of your kind, you can say. You're not human, but you still have humanity part of your body. You're more stronger than mostly kids would be. Even though I hope that you don't hate me, the things I have done in my whole research in my life. Dear Hisashi, and your mom is dead too. Like, he was like, wait, what the fuck? Whoa, that's some serious shit there. Oh well, who cares now? It's pretty sad, but ooh, yeah, I don't got time for that. So this card has money of $1 million, and the code is right there. I can open the bank, and the bank is still open. So what should I do? So I'm stronger than original kids. No, what he meant, he's stronger than original kids. That Zuko still not waking. He's a quirks at when he turns 5 years old. That's when his quirks awakens. They start activating, start getting more stronger when he turns 5. Now, what I'm trying to say is that Izuku has an unimaginable strong body. His strength is still strong, he's like stronger than other kids. So it means that I can carry his stuff even though I can't. My core has not awakened yet. Well, that makes sense. So that's unexpected. So I always go and sleep. Years pass and Izuku turns 5. His quirk awakens. He's like, whoa. That's cool. Now, Izuku wanted to test his. Oh, the time quirk cools down is 1 second, like I said. But when he turns the quirk on, he can make it stay like how long he wants to stay. So when he turns off the quirk, like the cool, like when he can use it again, it's like once it has to pass 1 second before you can use it again. So that's what I'm trying to mean. That's what I'm trying to say. Izuku tries to use stop time, and he does it. He stops time from the whole world. Stops time. He goes out and he uses his speed quirk to make him faster. He goes around fast, and he sees the whole world, the whole planet. He visits the whole countries, all that stuff, and he's like, well, this is the whole planet. He sees animals, food, and he sees everything, his own knowledge, and he's like, but this is unexpected. There's so much thing in this whole world. He stops in the close to a school, arcade garden. When Baku is at, he stops there, and he's like resumes time again. Like he's like, okay, that's finished. Like he's like, oh, so as time starts again, and people start moving. When Izuku did that, the impact of the whole speed. Izuku went the whole world fast, like super fast, like time beyond fast. Not time, like speed of light, fast, like faster than the speed of light. So people will feel like a strong wind coming through the waves, like, bro, what the fuck? What happened? The whole countries and the news, like, people have experienced this and this and that. Izuku stops where he's at, and he sees all these kids playing, like, oh, and Bakugo like, oh, look at my quirk, I'm the greatest, and it was like, oh, well, that's unexpected. So, should I go to school? All kids go to school. What should I do? I'm confused. Should I become a hero like people do? Or should I become a villain? What should I become? What should I do? Izuku uses again to stop time. He walks around the ocean and goes under the ocean, sees fishes and everything. He's like, what should I become? Like, who am I? What am I? What should I do? What should I not do? What is good and what is evil? Even though I know people will say it's bad to steal and it's good to help people, but I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't fully understand this other stuff in the whole world. So that's ending the video. So what I'm trying to say, you can make this person a villain. This is basically Deku, a villain or a hero. So that's your decision because I don't want to make him something like if I make him a villain, he will become the greatest villain in the whole fucking world. But I need to make that story for him. So I'm not ready for that. He becomes a hero. So basically more good stuff will happen and bad stuff sometimes. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, guys, decide that, comment on it like a hero or a villain. I don't fucking give a fuck. We just put something because my brain hurts right now. Yes, it hurts a lot. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Hey, Panda out. I'm out of this life.